Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in this one we're going to be talking about how I design pins just like this one here. I'm just going to be sharing a few tips I've learned along the way. I've been designing pins on and off for about 2 years now, and I just have a few tips I'd like to share so that when you design your own pins you kind of have an idea of how it's going to work and how it's going to turn out. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Okay guys, so what you're seeing on screen now is some of the pins that I've designed over the years. One thing I do want to say before I get into any tips on making pins, I do want to say that, this video is not going to be focused on actually making, going to manufacturers and making them from there. This is just sharing tips on how to design them, not to actually make them. So I do want to say quickly that you can get them printed from Awesome Merch and Made by Cooper. Those two are the really big people or manufacturers that are in the UK. They're well respected and they offer so much help when you're making your pins. So definitely check them out if you are looking to buy.
Okay guys, so let's imagine that you have a really cool design that you really want to turn into a pin, but you're not sure how to, and you're not sure the steps you have to take to make that. So one really simple thing to remember is that all lines have to link up. This will allow that each colour in the pin will be filled. So what I mean by that is that you see Astro Boy's eyes right here. This wouldn't work if you wanted to colour the eyes like I really want to. So what we would have to do, we would have to make it so each separate part of the eyelid is linked. So a full circle, a full outline, just like this. So that when we do colour it, we can individually colour the lines. So that way this is now pretty much ready to be a pin. So what I mean by that is that you can now experiment in Procreate and you can say that I want his eye colour to be brown. So now all I have to do is do that, and that's pretty much ready now to be a pin because I've linked those eyes. Before, if I did that, it would have all turned white and the pin wouldn't work. So you've just got to really make sure all the lines will be filled in and attached together. Also with this one, this wouldn't work. So the negative space here, I would need to border it round so that maybe we could do something like this. You can have fun with what border you want to do for your pin. Let's just say we want something like this, and then maybe we could make it so it travels all the way up. We can have a squiggly line if we want, and then it will go all the way up here. So now I can make it pass through his hand like that, maybe pop out that plant at the end. So that way now, it's kind of a weird shape, but that's what would be the pin. You can also, instead of doing that, let's back out a bit, you can do this. So as you can see, the grass ends there. Let's follow the line. So maybe it's like this, like a floating island almost. And then what you can do here, we can make another piece of grass like that, like so. And then do the same here. So that's already linked. So this, you got to make sure all of that links, that's okay. These won't work. So how do I link it up? So what we can do is we can actually add another line that maybe adds a little outline to this design. So when you're designing a pin, you've got to really think of how will your design work as one shape. Just like that. So what we can do, we can follow this all the way around, and as you can see, the halo is floating, so that's going to be a problem. So what we'll do, we can link up this line, maybe like that, all the way around, and then it will travel all the way down his arm, right to where the plants start. So that way, we've got a pin going here. We've got a cool pin. That looks kind of cool. You've got to really make sure that you're understanding where the lines will go and what finishes where when you colour it. Usually I just use Procreate as just the sketching program, so I design the outlines in there and the overall design of the actual pin. I then take it into Illustrator where I go over the lines again, just like this one I did, just like that, and then I colour the design with Pantone colours. So I'm going to quickly show you in Illustrator where you get Pantone colours from. So you go to Window, then scroll right to the bottom, you go into Swatch Libraries, Colour Books, and then Pantone Solid Coated. So now that you've got that, I always put it to the side of my workspace, bring it up a little, so that all these swatches you're seeing on screen are actual pin colours, and it's really helpful that you work with Pantone colours. So yeah, that's why I recommend working in Illustrator to finalise your design. Use Procreate as just the sketch and the outline, and then go over the lines in Illustrator. I've got a tutorial on this I did a few years ago on this YouTube channel, and I'll link it in this video just to show you how to my process when it comes to drawing in Illustrator. I literally followed that, and yeah, you can follow that and whatever, you can come back to here when you're designing your pins. So make sure your every color, all the colors that you're using in Illustrator is Pantone colors. This way it will be super easy to get the colors right when you send it off to a manufacturer. After you send your design to a manufacturer, this is what you would get. They will send you back one of these sheets of a PDF basically of your design and how it's going to look like. It's an art proof of your pin. So what you can see on screen is that you have your design here, and it may look slightly different, and that's okay. They just draw over it in their software so that it's ready for them to make as an actual pin. So don't worry if the line works slightly different. That's completely normal. You might see a slight color difference in your design. So that's where the Pantone colors come in really handy. So if you've worked in Illustrator, you know exactly what Pantone colors you've used. And if they get it wrong, you can always look down on the page and they'll list exactly all the colors they've chosen. And let's just say I didn't want yellow C, Pantone yellow C on this. I thought it was the wrong color. What I can do is then look back on your Illustrator, and if you hover over each of the colors, you can see that it's telling you which Pantone color you want. So let's just say instead of yellow C, I wanted Pantone 803C. So I would let them know that in an email following up. Instead of confirming that it's okay, I'll just say that, can you change out yellow C to blah blah blah, and then yeah, that's pretty much how it goes. And it's very simple.
After you approve that next design, they'll get on with it, and in a few weeks they'll be with you and it's all done. So just to recap the few tips that I shared, make sure all outlines are connected to each other. Make sure you can fill in all of those outlines correctly. Take your design that you sketched in Procreate, or you can sketch it in real life. There's no rules there with how you create the sketch, but make sure you finalize the design in Illustrator. You can then use Pantone colors to color the pin. After that, you should be ready to send it off to your chosen manufacturer. And that's about it, guys. I hope this helps out a little. It can be very scary when you're ordering things, and it can get all weird if you don't know what you're doing. But, it's kind of okay because it's actually really easy. There's nothing really much to it. It's just making sure you got those few things that I said down, and after that you should be ready to go. As always, let me know if you have any questions below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.